Tell you what. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and powder my nose. You sit here and think of something to say.
I'll do that.
Uma Thurman is a theater and film actress, model, and philanthropist. She starred in films by many directors, but worldwide fame came to her after roles in Quentin TarantIno's films. The Hollywood diva is characterized by harmony, talent, and beauty. She doesn't lose these qualities over the years, as you can see by watching our video. Uma Thurman, how the Pulp Fiction star lives and how much she earns. Uma Thurman was born on April 29, 1970 in Boston, USA. The name, which means bestowing bliss, in honor of the Hindu goddess Uma, was given to the future actress by her father, Robert Thurman, a professor of Indo-Tibetan Buddhist studies and the first American to be ordained a monk by the Dalai Lama. Uma's mother is Baroness Nina von Schliebrugge, a well-known Swedish model at the time and now a psychotherapist. The future actress was the second child of her parents' 4 children and also has a half-sister from her father's first marriage. The girl was raised as a Buddhist and even spent 2 years in India, but mostly her childhood years were spent in the Massachusetts town of Amherst, where her father taught, and later the family moved to Woodstock, New York. As a child, Uma often changed schools, which is why she never really socialized with her peers. Besides, the girl was extremely shy of her unusual name and wanted to change it, but as she grew up, she began to be proud of it. She was much taller than her classmates, who laughed at her height and the large size of her feet. To hide her skinny figure, she wore baggy clothes and stopped smiling after she was told that she had an ugly smile. The future star was also embarrassed by her huge nose and eyes, which, according to her, looked as if they were glued to her head and didn't match her size. But by the age of 15, everything had changed, and from the ugly duckling, she began to turn into a pretty girl. Subsequently, her non-standard features became the thing that made her unique. In 8th grade, she discovered her love of acting. This happened when her role of Abigail in the production of Arthur Miller's The Crucible attracted the attention of talent seekers, which helped determine her future career. She wanted to become a model and an actress, and therefore at the age of 15, she dropped out of school and with $300 from her parents, went to New York to study acting. To pay for the courses, the girl had to wash dishes and work as a waitress. Thurman then auditioned for a modeling agency and even appeared on the pages of Glamour magazine, as well as on the covers of British Vogue. At the same time, the newly minted model moved from city to city in search of an opportunity to get a role in a movie. In 1987, Uma was offered the lead role in the low-budget teen thriller Kiss Daddy Goodnight. The following year, she starred in the youth comedy Johnny Be Good, the fantasy The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, and the successful drama Dangerous Liaisons. Speaking of the personal life of the rising star, she briefly dated millionaire Steve Bing, actor Don Johnson, and director Phil Joannou during the late 80s. In 1990, the actress played in the comedy Where the Heart Is and appeared as the wife of the American writer Henry Miller in the rather explicit movie Henry and June.
Deep into each other we turned our hollowed eyes. Seems like poetry, sorta.
The film was a great success, and the actress began to be called the thinking man sex symbol. Now the directors were lining up to get a talented actress in their projects. Changes have also occurred in her personal life. Uma married actor Gary Oldman. The bride was barely 20, while Oldman was 32, and their family life did not last long, nearly 2 years. Among the official reasons for the divorce were the tight schedules of the spouses and incompatible personalities. But, according to rumors, the true reason was the alcoholism of her husband. Subsequently, Uma called this marriage a mistake. although she admitted that Gary was her first true love. In 1991, Thurman appeared in the adventure TV movie Robin Hood, and the following year, she had a short relationship with John Cusack. Soon on the set of the thriller Final Analysis, Thurman began a relationship with Richard Gere, but the spark between them faded as quickly as it flared up. At the same time, the actress appeared in the film Jennifer 8. The box office receipts of these films were quite meager, but brought Thurman $200,000 for each. A year later, the actress co-starred with Robert De Niro in the movie Mad Dog and Glory. According to rumors, a short relationship broke out between him and Thurman on the set. Critics were fond of her work, for which she received $250,000, unlike her next role in Even Cowgirls Get the Blues, which brought her a similar fee. But the real fame came to Uma Thurman after the release of Quentin TarantIno's Pulp Fiction in 1994.
Now I want to dance, I want to win, I want that trophy. So dance good.
All right.
Many actresses auditioned for the role of Mia, but when Quentin met Uma, he felt that she was Mia. Thurman herself was extremely puzzled by the script of the film and could not persuade herself to sign a contract, although she knew perfectly well that there was a huge queue for this role. But after a joint dinner in a restaurant, she was captured by Tarantino's incredible energy and enthusiasm. It seemed to Uma that they had known each other for ages, and after all, she agreed. The dance of Uma and John Travolta has become a cult scene of American cinema, as well as the film itself. For her work, Thurman earned $300,000 and was nominated for the Oscar for Best Actress in a Supporting Role. At the time, there were many rumors about the relationship between Uma Thurman and Quentin Tarantino behind the scenes. It was rumored that they had an affair, to which the actress said that if he hadn't been her good friend, she wouldn't have stayed with him for 5 minutes. But the fact that the blonde with an unusual appearance became the director's muse is an indisputable fact. For the following works in the movies A Month by the Lake and Beautiful Girls, Thurman received $300 each. On the set of the latter, the actress began dating actor Timothy Hutton, but soon there were rumors of a relationship with publisher William Sieghart. Then Uma took part in the comedy The Truth About Cats and Dogs, which brought her $500,000, and the following year, she starred in the superhero movie Batman and Robin and the dystopian science fiction thriller Gattaca, where she co-starred with Ethan Hawke.
You're the only one who watches every one of them. If you're going to pretend like you don't care, don't look up.
Both movies in total enriched Thurman by $10 million. It's worth noting that shortly after filming, Uma and Ethan got married. According to rumors, before that, he twice proposed to his beloved, but was rejected. At the wedding, the actress was 7 months pregnant, and in 1998, they became parents of a daughter, who was named Maya. Having a baby in her care, Uma did not take on exhausting high-budget projects. In particular, she had to give up the role of Éowyn in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which the actress calls one of the worst decisions she has ever made. Meanwhile, in the same year, the actress turned into a secret agent in the spy thriller The Avengers, earning $8 million despite the fact that the film failed at the box office, and appeared in a film adaptation of Victor Hugo's Les Miserables of the same name.
Is something wrong?
Read it.
I don't know how. Would you read it to me?
Well, I'm learning myself.
We're a fine pair.
In 1999, Uma's filmography was replenished with the film Sweet and Low Down. 2000 brought her the main role and a fee of $2 million in the costumed historical and biographical drama Vattel, as well as in the film adaptation of Henry James's The Golden Bowl. These works were followed by the films Tape and Chelsea Walls, released in 2001. In 2002, the actress appeared in the TV movie Hysterical Blindness, and for this work was awarded the Golden Globe Award for Best Actress in Miniseries or Television Film. and soon the film paycheck was released, which brought $12.5 million to Uma. Meanwhile, Tarantino completed the script of his new project about revenge, which he and Thurman came up with on the set of Pulp Fiction, but due to the actress's pregnancy with her second child, filming was postponed for a year. Uma gave birth to her son, Levon, in 2002, and a few months later, she starred in the action movie Kill Bill.
I would have to kill you. Go up to Nikki's room, kill her, then wait for your husband, the good Dr. Bell, to come home and kill him. That would be even, Vernita. That'd be about square.
To do this, she had to get back in shape at an accelerated pace and adhere to a strict diet. In addition, she trained for 5 to 8 hours a day because she had to master several martial arts at once. As a result, Thurman dropped 24 pounds in 1.5 months and mastered the techniques she couldn't even dream of before. The film became a hit, as well as its sequel released in 2004.
But I have only one more. The last one. The one I'm driving to right now.
However, it happened at the wrong time in the life of the actress. Then she was divorcing Hawke, who cheated on her with their children's nanny. Moreover, on the set, she almost lost her life by Tarantino's fault, which affected their relationship. Instead of a stuntman, the director required the actress to get behind the wheel of a cramped and not quite functioning convertible. One of the technicians hinted to Thurman about the problems of the car, which she refused to drive, but the persistent Quentin convinced her that, first of all, the car was in perfect order, and second of all, it was necessary for the actress to personally rush along the road from sand and gravel at a speed of 40 miles per hour, because that was the only way to make her hair flutter in the wind in the right way. During the take, Uma lost control and crashed into a tree, suffering neck and knee injuries that still bother her. Filming was stopped for several weeks after that, but no one was in a hurry to admit guilt. The bosses of the Miramax studio blamed producer Harvey Weinstein for the accident, and he blamed everything on Tarantino. Thurman was terribly angry at both of them and demanded to provide a recording of the accident, to no avail. Tarantino showed these shots to Uma only 15 years later. The Kill Bill dilogy brought Uma $24 million and a number of film awards. In her personal life, things began to get better too. At that time, she was dating a wealthy American businessman and hotel owner, Andre Balazs. Their relationship went well until 2006. The couple was even engaged, but over time the feelings began to fade, although the man repeatedly made attempts to reunite. One of the most unpleasant episodes in the life of the actress in those years was harassment by a stalker. He tracked down Thurman and sent her and the people around her love letters and creepy drawings, ambushed her at home, and tried to make contact. All this, together with the court sessions, lasted about 8 years, and only in 2011, after serving in prison, the man pleaded guilty and agreed to stop harassing the actress. Meanwhile, in 2005, several big films were released with her participation. The comedy Be Cool, romantic comedy drama Prime, musical comedy The Producers. And while she received $3 million for the first one, the other two brought her $12 million each. She also appeared in the teen TV series The Naked Brothers Band and voiced one of the characters in the English-language version of the cult anime film Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. In 2006, the audience saw Uma in the superhero comedy My Super Ex-Girlfriend, for her work in which she received a record sum of $14 million. Later, she appeared in the drama The Life Before Her Eyes. In the same year, Thurman was awarded and named a Knight of the Order of Arts and Letters of France. In London in the summer of 2007, paparazzi spotted Thurman enjoying the company of actor David Wyke. They looked pretty happy, but a long-term relationship did not work out. In the same year, the couple broke up. Then, at Milan Fashion Week, Uma met the millionaire financier Arpad Bussin, and in 2008, they announced their engagement. During the same period, the actress starred in the comedy The Accidental Husband, took part in the British TV series My Zinc Bed, and the family film A Muppet's Christmas Letters to Santa. The following year, Thurman starred in the film Motherhood, which miserably failed at the box office and canceled her engagement with Bussin. According to rumors, this was due to long distance. Uma lived in Los Angeles and Arpad lived in London. But to the delight of fans in 2010, they got together again. And then the actress starred in the rom-com Ceremony and the smash hit fantasy Percy Jackson and the Olympians' The Lightning Thief, where Uma played Medusa.
Sooner or later, you will open those eyes. The temptation to look at me is too hard to resist.
To better get into character, she learned to interact with the snakes with the help of a tamer. In addition, Thurman sued Handmade Films to star in the new film Eloise in Paris. For this role, she was supposed to receive $4.5 million and 10% of the box office fees. However, for various reasons, the start to filming was constantly postponed, and since, for the sake of working in this project, the actress refused others, she demanded a penalty of $9.6 million. The company decided that it was cheaper to finish the film than to pay this amount. However, no one has seen the movie so far. In 2012, the fans of the star were delighted with the release of the drama Bellamy, the comedy Playing for Keeps, and the appearance of Thurman as a guest star in the TV series Smash. Starring in it, Uma was 3 months pregnant with her fiancé Arpad Bussin's child. In the same year, she played in the movie Savages, but all the scenes with her were deleted. In July, the actress had her third child, daughter Luna, but her birth did not fix her parents' relationship, and when the girl turned 2, they finally broke up. The breakup was scandalous. For several years, the former spouses were fighting over custody of the child, while the man spread obscene rumors about Thurman. After a while, the court sided with Uma. In the comedy anthology movie, Movie 43, released in the winter of 2013, the actress appeared in an episode called Superhero Speed Dating. And in the acclaimed Lars von Trier film Nymphomaniac, she flashed in an episodic but vivid role. 2014 was the year of short films for Uma Thurman. She starred in 3 of them at once. The actress also took part in the voicing of an episode of the animated series American Dad. That same year, she appeared on the red carpet at the Cannes Film Festival in a gorgeous dress but barefoot, adorably holding hands with Tarantino, once again provoking rumors of their relationship. Uma and Quentin rented one villa for 2, appeared together at all events, but both the actress and the director neither confirmed nor denied their romantic relationship. The following year, she played in the drama Burnt and starred in the mini-series The Slap. In the 2017 TV series Imposters, Uma plays a supporting role, and in the play The Parisian Woman, she played the lead role. This performance was her Broadway debut. In October, Hollywood was shocked by the Harvey Weinstein scandal. The Me Too movement began, which encouraged Thurman to tell her story. She recounted several very aggressive harassment attempts by Weinstein. By the way, Tarantino did not believe Uma's story at first, and for that reason they stopped communicating for several years. In June 18, Thurman applied for Swedish citizenship, stating that she had always felt Swedish and dreamed of moving to her historical homeland. Meanwhile, at the Cannes Film Festival, there was an out-of-competition screening of Lars von Trier's thriller with the participation of Uma, The House That Jack Built. The audience also saw the actress in the heist comedy The Con Is On and in the supernatural horror Down a Dark Hall. In 2019, she appeared in the television series Chambers, and her daughter Maya made her debut in Tarantino's film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, at a special screening of which Uma and Quentin appeared together, thus showing that they became friends again. In August, the actress joined well-known entrepreneurs and invested a small amount in the development of Freesight Capital, a company specializing in advanced technologies. According to rumors, Thurman made about $60 million off the deal. In 2020, the comedy The War with Grandpa, starring Uma, was released, and she also met a new love, architect Peter Sabat. But alas, their relationship was short-lived. In the summer of 2021, the public learned about the separation. However, Uma has not been single for very long. Soon, she began dating Bloomberg CEO Justin Smith. In the fall of the same year, the star spoke out against the laws banning abortions adopted in Texas and also spoke about her darkest secrets and the most difficult decision in life. She publicly admitted for the first time that at the beginning of her career, she terminated her pregnancy, noting that she has no regrets, because if she had kept the child, she would have been unable to become either a famous actress or an outstanding mother. By the way, because of her circulatory system issues, doctors did not advise her to give birth at all. Despite this, she gave birth to 3 children. In 2022, Uma Thurman appeared in the TV series Super Pumped: The Battle for Uber and in the romantic drama Hollywood Stargirl. She also took part in the TV series Suspicion, where she played a successful businesswoman whose son was kidnapped.
I listened to your advice like I always do, and I decided to go another way.
Can I ask why?
Right now, this is the only thing I can control.
You sure about that?
It's not exactly an unfamiliar scenario.
The comedy thriller starring Uma Thurman, The Kill Room, will be released this year and will also feature her daughter Maya. Now the actress is working on the action movie The Old Guard 2 and is also involved in the science fiction project Tau Ceti 4. Back in 2016, she was announced for the role of a nun teacher and acted as a producer of the drama Girl Soldier, based on real events. Filming was delayed due to problems with financing, but perhaps soon the movie will be released. In her spare time, the actress practices yoga, tends her garden, plays with her dogs, and knits. Being an avid smoker for many years, she has been trying to get rid of this bad habit, and because of claustrophobia, she tries to avoid staying in confined spaces. $45 million is the net worth of Thurman at this moment. In addition to acting in movies and investing in business, advertising contracts also bring her a good profit. At various times, she was the face of many well-known brands. For example, the French cosmetics house Lancôme, which she also sued for $15 million after her name and photo were used in advertising after the expiration of the contract. The British telecommunications company Virgin Media, Tag Heuer watches, Givenchy fragrance, Schweppes drinks, Louis Vuitton handbags, Marco Polo clothing and shoe brands, and FitFlop. The actress regularly donates part of her earnings to various charities, and she is also on the board of directors of the charity organization Room to Grow, dedicated to improving the lives of children born in poverty. Now, let's go through the places of residence of the actress. While married to Ethan Hawke, the couple owned a mansion in Sneden's Landing, New York. They bought the 1750 house in 1998 for $4.4 million, and about a year later sold it for $4.6 million. In 2016, Uma put up for sale her apartment in New York with an area of 2,800 square feet with 5 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms. The 2 Manhattan apartments combined into one were purchased one after another several years ago. The rooms are decorated mainly in light colors with brown or black accents and furniture. There is a Turkish bath, a wood-burning fireplace, 10-feet ceilings, and a small balcony. For this apartment, the actress wanted $6,250,000, but after receiving several offers, sold it for $6,608,000. In an interview, Thurman admitted that the decision to sell this apartment was not easy for her. This is where she settled after her divorce from Ethan Hawke and where her children grew up. In 2013, the actress bought a spacious apartment in the famous River House Co-op from writer Barbara Taylor Bradford for $10.3 million. The 13-room apartment, where the celebrity moved with the children after the renovation, has 4 bedrooms and the same number of bathrooms. There are 2 functional wood-burning fireplaces inside. There is also a kitchen, dining room, bar, library, living room, and even a separate laundry room. And the windows overlook the East River. In 2018, it was reported that Thurman planned to sell this apartment. Uma also likes to stay at her parents' house, which they built in Woodstock. The unique 2-story building is decorated in the Indo-Tibetan style. Uma has 3 cars, BMW 7 and 2 Range Rovers, white and black. She also advertised the Alfa Romeo Giulia car, and in 2012, she presented the BMW i8 Spider in New York. Despite the complicated twists and turns in her personal life, Thurman remains a role model for many fans of her work. She's brilliant at everything she does, whether it's parenting, kung fu movie fights, or community engagement. The star explains her success by saying that she is not afraid to try her hand at new areas and never gives up if something doesn't work out. Does this philosophy resonate with you? If you like the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything interesting.